The Omaha Community Playhouse is getting ready for their next main stage show, a comedy called I Hate Hamlet. It's a small cast full of very interesting stories. Reporter Lindsay Thies is learning about those stories today. Lindsay, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm on stage here. We saw the beautiful house earlier of John Barrymore where this takes place. And I'm joined with Dave Winger. You have been in this show a few times in different cities, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay. But tell me a little bit about the character that you play in this comedy. It's so witty, so funny.
You know, as an actor, you want to get a hold of a play that's really written well and get on stage. You know what it's like to be able to say those words and have an audience laugh. And it is the funniest script in my top 5 favorite funniest scripts. I play Gary Peter Lefkowitz, writer, producer, director from New York, who does not get theater at all and says all the things that a lot of people who have been dragged to the theater are probably thinking. You know, maybe there's no difference in right or wrong in Shakespeare. Maybe it's foolproof. You know. Does
he hate Hamlet? Is that fair to ask?
No, our lead is scared to play Hamlet, and Gary it's just priceless one-liners. I mean, you'll go out of the show humming or quoting, oh, remember that line like your favorite comedy movie. Paul Rudnick has got an ear for quips and quotes, and it's hilarious.
Well, hilarious. And Paul Rudnick, the playwright of this show, one of your faves. You've been in this production more than once. Tell me about that.
I was in Seattle for 20 years, and it just through a series of circumstances got to play the part 3 times. There were 3 different community theaters that were doing it, and I said, I love this part, I want to play it. You know, you hear the rhythm.
Is it the same role you're playing?
Same thing, Gary Peter Lefkowitz. I mean, doesn't this face say Gary Peter Lefkowitz?
A little bit, yeah, sure.
Writer, producer, director. Yeah, it's just, but the way it's written, it's lyrical. It's like listening to music. It is funny, witty, smart. Just a smart play, and it's great to come to theater and laugh like that.
Well, get ready to laugh. And there's also a really neat story about another cast member in the show. Take a look. The saying, those who cannot do, teach.
Troublemaker.
Doesn't pertain to Kevin Barratt at all.
Dance studio, Corey.
Barratt has been teaching theater at Omaha Public Schools for 11 years.
Can you have a seat, please?
3 years here at South High. Before that, Benson.
Well, I'm lucky I get to teach almost all drama and acting classes, a little bit of stagecraft, cooking meals in a fancy restaurant.
Today he has his students performing made-up 3-line scenes.
Cooking soup in a kitchen.
Performing This Teacher Knows Well.
To be or not to be.
In the Omaha Community Playhouse's latest production, I Hate Hamlet, Barratt takes center stage. The comedy follows an out-of-work TV star struggling to play the role of Hamlet on stage when he's visited by a ghost of renowned actor John Barrymore. The ghost takes on the role of teacher.
I am dead and shall be for all eternity, but I still don't have all day.
In the role of the ghost/acting teacher, Barratt.
Going back and being an actor is a little bit like being a student, and you're constantly looking for feedback.
He says the role sometimes can hit home, teaching kids to perform, performing to teach, but it won't be required homework to come see their professor appear on stage.
And I feel silly saying, oh, come and watch me.
He does hope, though, that his students that do see I Hate Hamlet learn a lesson from his acting in the show.
It's great as a teacher to see them that I am doing things in the community, and it's a move toward being a better actor, being a better teacher, being a better human being, I guess.
I think this one says me.
Proving that those who can
trying to knock down a wasp nest
do teach.
No, let me.
Just like Kevin Barratt. Back out here live, we asked Barratt if he would teach his students Hamlet ever at his high school classes. He says probably not. It's a 4-hour-long script, and he doesn't want to end up making his students hate Hamlet. The show opens here tomorrow night at the Playhouse. Emily, going to send it back to you.
Okay.